Imagine this. It's the middle of the night. You are sound asleep in bed when something wakes you up. Maybe it's a loud crash, maybe it's your house alarm, maybe it's your wife's elbow in your ribs. Whatever the case may be, being a responsible armed citizen, you leap out of bed, you grab your pistol, you grab your flashlight, and you go to investigate. However, the first thing you find is your bedroom door's locked. You got a pistol in one hand, a flashlight in the other, and you're not wearing your pants. So you don't have a holster or any pockets. Well, I was thinking about that exact situation the other day because one of my sons reminded me about an event that happened 10 or 15 years ago that has become one of those embarrassing dad stories that they like to tell and laugh at me about. Well, that little walk down memory lane and a couple of other circumstances led me to come up with what I'm calling my home defense belt. That's what we're going to be taking a look at coming up next here on Survival on Purpose. Welcome back to Survival on Purpose, your home for trustworthy information and gear reviews related to camping, survival, and general preparedness for regular folks. My name is Brian. Thanks for joining me. So like I said, not too long ago, one of my sons reminded me about an event that happened about 10 or 15 years ago that kind of made me start thinking and re-examining my home defense readiness posture, so to speak. And I was messing around with a Klik belt one day, and I was just kind of messing with it, and I kind of did that, and the idea just clicked in my head. So anyway, we're going to talk about that. But first I want to go ahead and say a big thank you to Klik Belt for being a channel sponsor and remind you that you can save 15% on your purchase at klikbelts.com by using the coupon code SOP15. We've had a relationship here with Klik Belts for about 4.5 or 5 years now at the channel. They're great folks and I highly recommend them or they wouldn't be a sponsor. So anyway, let's talk about the home defense belt. So anyway, like I said, about 10 or 15 years ago, I was living in a different house. And one night, middle of the night, I was sound asleep. And I sleep, let's just say, I sleep in minimal clothing or none sometimes. So anyway, it's the middle of the night. All of a sudden, our alarm goes off, our house alarm goes off, and the siren is right over the bedroom. It was very, very loud, just woo, woo, woo. So, man, I leap out of bed, I grab my pistol, I'm going looking for whatever is causing the problem. You know, I'm in home defense mode. And this is before I had any training, so I probably wasn't doing things right. But anyway, I go look downstairs and I see the back door standing wide open. Now I'm in like condition red, right? And so I'm clearing my house, right? I'm looking everywhere with my little pistol. And I realized finally that, you know what? I think the door blew open. There's nobody here. So I go back as discreetly as possible to my bedroom. And oh, by the way, I've got 4 sons, no daughters, so we're good here. I'm sneaking back, trying to sneak back to my bedroom, and I am, as we say in Georgia, buck naked. And I look, and all 4 of my sons have got their little faces peeking out the door, just laughing at Daddy. So anyway, no harm, no foul, everything was cool, but they have not let me live that down to this day. They bring it up occasionally and everybody has a great laugh at Dad's expense because it was pretty funny. So anyway, like I said, one of my sons reminded me of that recently and brought that up, and I started thinking about it. I thought, you know, man, now I've learned a lot since then. I've been to some different training classes. I've had a lot more thought process gone into my home defense and my preparedness. Maybe I could come up with a better plan than walking around with my hands full. And I've seen people with bags that go over their shoulder that's got all their stuff in it. I guess you could do that, but I thought, man, why, if I'm wearing a holster and pistol and a belt during the day, that's how I prepare myself during the day. Why not be the same at night? So I came up with the home defense belt. So with all that being said, what I thought we'd do is I'll go ahead and we'll talk about the specifics of the belt and all the different components and kind of why I've got them the way I have them. And I'll show you at least one improvement I want to make to the belt, and then we'll wrap this up. So let's talk about how I built the belt first, and everything starts with a firm foundation. And I started this case with the Klik Belt 1 3/4 3-ply tactical belt. This one in the highly fashionable black multicam. So again, this is their 3-ply tactical belt, and this one has the optional full Velcro lining. So if you get holsters or whatever, a lot of the holsters have a Velcro on them, so it keeps them from sliding around. And then also this one has the optional Velcro on the tail. Now, for my everyday carry belt, I don't get this. It doesn't have this little piece here. It doesn't have this here because I'm not carrying as much weight, and I've got belt loops to help support it. I went with this thicker, stronger one for the home defense belt because there's no belt loops on my pajamas or my bear skin, and so it's going to give you a little more support. I also went with a slightly larger belt size. You can see this is a 38 inch. I typically wear a 34, so I went with a little bit bigger. Still got enough adjustment to get it down, but that just gives it a little more slack. It can hang maybe a little lower on my hips. And by the way, gird your loins with the belt of truth. So there's that. Then, like all Klik belts, this features a genuine Australpine Cobra buckle with the resounding, ever so satisfying click. Just easy on and off. And that is one of the things I really like about this for this application, because there's no buckle to thread or anything. You just put it on around your waist, click it shut, and it's good. So, got the belt now, the foundation. What are we going to put on it? So let me just give you a quick walkthrough of the individual items, and then we'll show you the belt all together and wrap this thing up. Okay, so my primary home defense weapon is my Midwest Industries Tactical Response AR-15 pistol. So it's going to have a 30-round mag in it. I'll go ahead and put another spare mag on my belt just in case things go really, really sideways or I have a malfunction. So I'm going to have this is going to be there, and it's going to be in the small of my back because I don't expect to need it, but if I do, I'll need it with my left hand. I can reach around behind my back and pull it out. It's perfect. So that's the first item on there. And this is, by the way, in a Blue Force Gear 10-speed pouch because I like their pouches. But I'm going to also have my Glock 19 on the belt, and in this case, I've got the blue one. By the way, there'll be a real one in the belt when I go to bed tonight. And I've got my InForce Glock light on there, just to have an extra light. I like having the light on the pistol and a flashlight. I've just got it in a holster that fits right on there. I'm working with hog holsters to try to develop a holster for that, but his are all out inside the waistband, so John and I are working together to try to come up with the holster. When I get that done, I'll show you. So you know me, right? If I'm going to have a pistol, I'm going to have some extra ammo, so I've got a couple of extra magazines, and again, in a well-worn but extremely still very, very, very usable, solid Blue Force Gear 10-speed pouch. And again, it's probably going to be dark, so I've got a flashlight. I'm going to have my Surefire Tactician, and just in a generic little flashlight pouch. And then just in case, I've got the First Edge Ryan Hoover tactical knife, little fighting knife. You know me, I got to have a knife, right? So I thought this was a good option. And then finally, because it could be a very bad situation, I've got a cat tourniquet in just a regular little tourniquet pouch, and I've got some Quick Clot combat gauze in just another little spare flashlight pouch thing I had, some kind of pouch. So that's everything that's on the belt. Let me just reload it up, just kind of show you how I've got it set up, and we'll wrap this up. Okay, just want to give you a look at how I've got this thing set up. Okay, so first of all, I got this, I can just leave this hanging right here on the wall. If I need it, I grab it, good to go. So just working around, got my pistol here with the InForce light. Got the tourniquet here right behind it because that's going to be just where I can make sure I reach it. Then I've got the Quick Clot. Then I've got my AR mag going on around. Got my Glock mags, a flashlight, and my knife. There you go. Again, I like it just because I can just take it on and off really, really easily. I'm good to go there. Need to put it on. There you go. And then if there is a situation and it's resolved and I'm waiting for law enforcement, I can just take it off and lay it to the side, and I don't look like a threat. Okay, well, that was a hopefully reasonably coherent look at my home defense belt. And first of all, again, a big thanks to the folks at Klik Belt for sending me this 3-ply, 1 3/4 tactical belt so I could use it as a foundation for this home defense belt, and it really does work really, really well. But before I wrap this up, I just want to give you a couple of quick improvements that I'm going to make, and just maybe some things that I've learned in the process here that will help you along. First of all, I did go ahead and get the optional Velcro lining for the entire belt. And one of the improvements I'm going to make is, although I like this 10-speed pouch here, I like both these 10-speed pouches a lot. They do kind of slide around some, so I want them to stay where I put them. I think it's going to be a lot better. So I'm either going to find some pouches that have Velcro that are designed for that, because there's a lot of them out there, or probably the simplest thing to do is just going to get a piece of that stick-on Velcro and put inside the loops here on both of these, actually on all this stuff, so it won't slide around, and that'll keep it from moving, to keep it where I put it. And it just, because when you hang this thing up, sometimes they tend to slide down like that, and then you got to readjust them when you put it on. So that's really the biggest improvement we're going to make. There may be some better pouches for the quick clot and the flashlight, but other than that, I'm pretty happy with it. And I think it's going to be a good addition to my home defense arsenal. Okay, so anyway, I hope this video has been helpful, or at least thought-provoking. Once again, thanks again to the folks at Klik Belt for being a channel sponsor and for making such great products. And as always, thank you for watching Survival on Purpose. I put out a new video every Friday and every Saturday, sometimes random videos throughout the week. If you want to make sure you don't miss a single one, I invite you to go to survivalonpurpose.com/subscribe and subscribe to my weekly email newsletter, where every week I'll send you an email with links to the previous week's videos, plus any cool news, offers, or deals I think you might be interested in. And occasionally throughout the year, we're going to do some special events just for the newsletter subscribers. So I really appreciate your support. Once again, my name's Brian. You're watching Survival on Purpose. Remember, survival's not an accident. So be prepared. I'll see you next time.